Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first ever DHS virtual open house. We are going to wait a little bit longer to see if we have more of our participants can join for our event today. It seems more of our registered guests have joined, so I'm going to begin this morning. I want to welcome everyone to joining us today at our first ever virtual DHS open house. My name is Alexia, and I am the principal of AGBU Manukyan Demirjan School. This is my 6th year as principal, and I am very excited to be here with all of you today. First, I want to thank everyone for joining us and considering our school for your child's education. We hope that after today, you will be inspired by what you see and hear from our students and decide that AGBU MDS may be the best choice for your child and family. And we get to welcome you as part of our bigger family of AGBU Manukyan Demirjan School. Before we begin, I'd like to briefly share our school's history. Our school was founded in 1976 with only 19 students and 3 teachers. It was housed at St. Peter Church. Each year, another grade level was added until the school became too big for the grounds that we were occupying. And then in 1981, the school decided to purchase this property where we are at now with the help of then President AGBU President Alec Manukyan. We purchased the campus and we had our first graduating class in 1987 with 6 students. Through the years, we have gone through many different capital improvement projects, like expanding our DHS building in 2006, and most recently, expanding our dance room and our computer lab. We are a preschool through 12th grade educational community, and we like to say that we are a school that houses children from diapers to diplomas, or 18 months to 18 years of age. In fact, many of our students are what we call lifers, and they truly grow up on this campus, and it is truly reflective of their second home. This year, we are celebrating 45 years as a school, and we currently have over 750 students enrolled and 1,400 alumni who have graduated and gone off to establishing great careers. In fact, many of our alumni elect to bring their children here, and that makes us even more proud to know that we have legacy students here on our campus. We are a nurturing Armenian community environment, and we plan and innovate every day to provide the most excellent education we can for your children. In the end, I'd like to thank our students who are here with us today and our alumni for giving part of their Saturday morning to joining our school and sharing with you their experiences at AGBU Manukyan Demirjan School. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our middle and high school vice principal, Ms. Anahit Nalbandian, and she will discuss more about today's agenda and programmings at our school. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And welcome to our virtual open house. I'm Anahit Nalbandian. I am responsible for middle and high school, which is 6th through 12th grade. We're all located in the building, a 2-story building that hopefully, if you are interested, you can make an appointment next week and come in for a virtual tour of, not virtual tour, or actual tour on campus. That can happen after 4:30. You can contact our registrar, make an appointment, and you can come on campus so we can give you the tour of our facility as well. As mentioned by our principal, our school is college preparatory or middle and high school, which means our students upon graduating from our school will definitely continue their education, their higher education, either straight going from high school to 4-year universities, and which is about 80% of our students. And the other 20% will go to community college for 2 years and move on from there to their choice of 4-year university. Our college preparatory program requirements exceeds Cal State and UC requirements, meaning that, for example, if Cal State requires 3 years of math, or UC's we required every year 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 4 years of science, so on and so forth. Our curriculum guide is on our website. So in case if you want to like to read more about it, you can do that as well. I also want to mention that we have two other nights. We'll call it curriculum nights, and I'm sure you have received the links to join. The first night is this coming Monday at 6 o'clock. And the next one will be the next night, which is on Tuesday night, again at 6 o'clock. We will hear department chairs. The first night will be math, science, technology department, and our college counseling department, where you will meet the department chairs and they will explain more in detail the curriculum, the philosophy, and their approach to teaching that subject. The second night is for social science, Armenian, our visual performing arts, and I think that's it, and social science, English, Armenian, yes, and the visual performing arts. So that will be the night on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. All those, section, those webinars are all recorded. Just in case you miss, you can watch them later on our website as well. Even though our school is college preparatory, but we do pay attention, and every student that are entrusted to us are important to us. So for brand new parents, so I know you are you're worried about how are your child coming to a school where the fifth graders been here for a long time are going to adjust, or when they're in the ninth grade, coming into the ninth grade where there are already eighth graders there and they're going to be able to be finding friends or not, or as far as their ability to get into the classrooms and so on and so forth. We have a very strong team, supporting team consistent of teachers, our school counselor, myself, as well as the parents and students. We get together. We are here to support every child. So if we see a child is struggling, we immediately will identify, we come together, we have meetings, and we have an action plan to make sure to support the child so they will be successful. Also coming, just quickly talking about the 9th to 12th grade programs, we have 3 sections. We have AP programs, which is advanced placement programs. We have college preparatory classes, as well as honors track for 9 to 12. Depending on your child's level in the subjects, and each subject obviously will be tested, and the student will place accordingly in either college preparatory, honors, or CP program. We also have Armenian as a Western and Eastern dialect. Both are being taught separately. So if a child is coming where the Armenian at home is spoken in Eastern Armenian, we'll place them in Eastern Armenian classes. And if it's Western Armenian dialect, then will be the Western Armenian. For the students who come in without having any ability to read or write, but they do understand, or they can't even speak, or they, not that fluent, we have ABC classes, which is very small. The classrooms are maybe 2 or 3 students and a teacher, again, both in separate dialects of Armenian, Western is separately than Eastern Armenian, and we'll help them to learn Armenian as quickly as possible and hopefully join in within a year or 2 in the college preparatory Armenian classes. I also would like to briefly talk about another program that we have in high school. It's called our focus group program. Our focus group is designed with a concept that we would like the students at the end of the 9th grade, if they have a specific interest to pursue a career after high school, or, and let's say medicine or technology, or they see themselves a lawyer. We would like to encourage them to start thinking when they're in high school and try to experiment with different classes to see if this truly is their passion. We have 5 different focus groups. We have business and communication. We have engineering technology, health and medicine, law and politics, and visual performing arts. So if the students in the 9th grade, after we give them the fundamentals of all this, courses that are available, and we have guest speakers who come talk to them at the end of the 9th grade, if they are interested, they can apply. Those students who are still not sure, they do not need to apply. They can just continue the 4 year taking any classes they would like to try to find out where their interest is. But for the focus group students, we recommend certain electives that is geared towards the focus groups. And we would like them to also take part in field trips. That's for them. We have guest speakers specifically coming, talking to them. And it culminates at senior year with internship of 80 hours. And all of this gives that student a nice portfolio to apply to colleges. As all you know already, it's very competitive. Colleges now are looking for students who are well-rounded. They have leadership qualities. They have done something above and beyond their classrooms and taking just courses. So that would be a good opportunity for those students to build that portfolio while they are in high school. I do see that parents have questions. They are starting to type in the Q&A. I would like to keep the questions at the end. I will entertain them once everyone is finished. We'll get to the question and answer. So if anything you want to ask, go ahead and type it there and we'll get to your questions as soon as everyone is finished. So before talking more, I would like to move on to our first student that will talk about middle school. Nicole.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Zibdia. I'm a ninth grader, a freshman here at AGBU MDS, and I've been attending AGBU since I was 3 years old, which is preschool. I'm a part of student council, numerous clubs, and I'm also a part of decathlon. And today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our middle school clubs and competitions. At our school, we offer a Lego robotics club, which is amazing if you want to reconnect with some people who have the same interests in you, such as like technology and computer science. We have a chess club, a middle school choir club. We have a math competition where our middle school students compete with other school students and take math tests. And we also have a mock trial. Mock trial, we are given a case pamphlet, and the people in mock trial are witnesses and attorneys, and we go to court and we perform our case in front of the judge, and he judges us. And it's one of the most eye-opening experiences because you get to see what a court is like, and you get to see what it's a little bit about, like being an attorney. And I think it's a really eye-opening experience. We offer a pentathlon, which is 5 high school subjects where middle schoolers learn and go take tests and win medals. And it really helps with learning for decathlon next year. I think the transition into going into high school from middle school to me was extremely easy and relaxed because of how well the middle school teachers had prepared us and had taught us classroom etiquette and how to behave. Online school has taught me to be a lot more responsible about everything. And when you come to AGBU, you not only create a learning environment for yourself that you can be comfortable in, you create a second family and a second home and somewhere where you're relaxed and just feel amazing. And we also have an anti-bullying club, which is going to be a safe space for anyone who needs to share something, and it will remain completely confidential. And we hope to raise awareness about bullying and the effects and harm of bullying. Thank you so much for coming and spending your Saturday with us.
Good morning. My name is Ani Hakopian. I'm in the 9th grade. I've been a part of the AGBU MDS family since preschool. I am a student council representative. I'm a part of the varsity soccer and varsity tennis sports teams. I also participated in decathlon and in mock trial, and I'm a part of various clubs. Today I'm here in the biology lab where we conduct our very fun dissections and experiments. And today I'll be speaking about middle school electives. They are unique classes that give our middle schoolers opportunities to explore their own personal interests. And the classes offered are life skills, mock trial, public speaking, digital photography, art, dance, Lego robotics, history and influence of music, and science and action. When I joined middle school in the 6th grade, I did speech and debate, which is now public speaking, and I've also done mock trial. And these 2 classes are very personal to me and to the career that I want to partake in when I obviously get older, I want to be a criminal defense attorney. So these classes have given me very huge skills that I would take with me to that career, like projecting my voice and eloquently portraying my thoughts. And we did get to go to a courthouse for being in mock trial. We went in 7th and 8th grade, and this year we had to do it on virtually over Zoom. But when we went to a courthouse, we got to meet with a real judge, and she talked about us. She talked to us about her job, and she gave us pointers, which was a very memorable experience. And um, these classes, definitely you get to explore your own personal interests, which make you want to put more effort into that class, which is very important. In 7th, 8th, and now 9th grade, I've taken dance. And especially now during online school, we sit in front of a computer for like 7+ hours. We don't get to move around much. So doing dance, it really helps us like move around, release energy, be more relaxed. And it's such an important class for me. And I'm so grateful that I took it. And in middle school, we have a showcase at the end of the year, and all our students work so hard on learning the choreography. We spend so much time on everything, and it's an entire production. We have lights, camera, costumes, music, everything, and we get to invite our friends and our family to come and buy tickets and watch us do it. And it's a very gratifying, and it's an important night that it's very memorable for all the students who partake in it. And in dance, we have the opportunity to take Armenian dance. So we get to stay connected with our Armenian culture and our community. And it's also a very nice added bonus to taking dance. Also, transitioning from middle school to high school, it was very easy. It's very easier than I actually imagined it would be because of our teachers who prepared us so well. The skills that we need, putting effort and time management, they're not skills that you're going to learn over the expanse of one summer. There are skills that we have been taught since younger years, even since elementary, and they have been developed throughout the years. So because of that, I'm so thankful for all my teachers who have helped shape me into the successful student that I am today. And I'm so very thankful to my AGBU MDS family for truly making this my second home. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Yvette Amirian. I am in 10th grade. I've been at AGBU MDS since preschool, and I'm a part of the engineering and technology focus group alongside academic decathlon and the student council. Armenian has always been a really important aspect of my life, and it's obvious that the school is also founded on that same importance. And the school offers both Eastern and Western dialect classes alongside regular honors and ABC versions of those classes, which is all based on how familiar you are with the language. However, Armenian isn't like purely strictly academic at our school. It's a hugely cultural aspect of our school as well. From celebrating Armenian Independence Day to celebrating Vartanants, the school has always changed the way I see my Armenian heritage in such a positive light. Some of my most fond memories are directly correlated with the various assemblies we'll have that our school starts blasting Armenian music and we all start dancing and laughing and having a really fun time. And it's such a relaxing and fun environment to be in. Another huge aspect is the various plays and programs we put on to raise money for Armenia, and the students are all participating and we all prepare to perform for our family and friends. And you can just tell that it's like a family, as we've mentioned multiple times. It's like a family, and I honestly couldn't ask for a better second family. It's overall such a great cultural environment, and I'm so grateful to be a part of such a great Armenian community. So thank you, and I hope I can answer your questions later.
Good morning. My name is Alexia Matillion, and I'm a junior at HBU MDS, and I started here in preschool. I play volleyball and soccer, and I'm a part of the Business and Law Focus Group in Student Council, a part of the Cancer Awareness Club, and in Model UN. I am currently in our gym to talk to you guys about our high school clubs, but here's the gym. And here's the stage. And we have a stage in here because we host all of our graduations from kindergarten to senior year here. And we hold a lot of pep rallies here and some of our events during Spirit Week. Clubs are student-led and really kept active by students. So it's a student's job to keep them going and have meetings and gather members. They've taught me leadership and responsibility skills that will be needed to help me in the future. And some clubs like Model UN and the Business and Law Focus Group have taught me necessary skills that I intend to use in my future career. Going along with all the Armenia chaos with the war and politics, are helping people through the arts club, and student council have done a really great job to help them, as the helping people through the arts club was raising money during the war and after the war to send it. We were all the student body has been writing letters to send to the soldiers and their families. We've aided them with medical supplies, and we've sent money to children's hospitals and orphanages. And last night, student council had a virtual art program, dance and music, to raise money for the soldiers in Armenia and their families. And that's just a few of the clubs. Some other clubs we have are National Honor Society, journalism, investment club, the anti-bullying club, the ACE club, the Red Cross club, and the chess club. And they all just vary from things you want to do. For example, the journalism club has been doing a great job interviewing teachers about their experiences with online teaching, just to see the other side of what students see versus what teachers see. In normal school times, when we came to school, the Red Cross Club had always organized blood drives, and the ACE Club focuses on creating recycling programs and green initiatives for the school. So a couple years ago, they had bought new water fountains to fill our waters much easier and much better, which instead of using like plastic water bottles. And if any student has like a new idea for a club, they're encouraged to speak to Dean Nalbandian, our vice principal, find an advisor to look over the club and collect members. And that's about it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Stella and I'm an 11th grade student. I've been here since preschool, meaning I'm a lifer, and I'm currently in the dance room. We recently remodeled the dance room, and there it is. So a little bit about me. I'm in the health and medicine focus group, as well as a few of other students here right now. And through these focus groups and through different clubs that the school offers, we've kind of been able to grow as students and sort of experience things that are unfamiliar to us and been made comfortable with them, which is honestly one of the greatest privileges. And growing up in an environment where your teachers feel like your parents and your students and the other students feel like your siblings has been a blessing that sort of allows you to be comfortable where you grow and where you learn what your passions are. So a little bit about VPA, or Visual Performing Arts. I'm currently in the dance room, and I've been in the dance program since the beginning of middle school. It starts currently in 7th grade, and we have various shows throughout the year that allow us to showcase what we've done and showcase the talents of students. More about dance, we have a after-school program as well called Dance Conservatory, which is audition only, but dance has allowed me to sort of escape from daily struggles that every student faces, and has allowed, I think, everybody in the program to understand and connect with their students on a level other than academics. And more programs and different arts that are included is an art class, drama, choir, music appreciation, and art is also highly instilled in our students, and the students actually painted and decorated the cafeteria, as well as in the building. There's like a mural on the wall. And I think that being able to explore the creative side as well as the solid academic structure that the school provides has allowed all of us to explore our interests and sort of understand what our capabilities are beyond what is in books and lectures. And that's a blessing that I'm thankful for. I hope I can answer any questions that you have about this program. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Patil Kamakian. I have came to AGBU since preschool, which means I'm a lifer here. And I have been a part of varsity soccer, varsity basketball, volleyball, and track. I'm in the business and law focus group. I'm also in student council and NHS, which is National Honor Society. And I've also been in dance conservatory. So today I'm going to be talking about National Honor Society. So it's a nationwide organization for school students, which is based off of 4 criteria, which is scholarship, leadership, service, and character. So for scholarship, you need to have a minimum GPA to be able to join. So for our school, I think it's above a 4.0. And for service, it involves volunteering, whether it be your own volunteering or volunteering at sports camp. And then there's leadership, whether that be you leading a club or your own initiatives. And there's also character, which means that you have to be cooperative. You have to show high standards of honesty. You have to be reliable, show courtesy, concern, and respect for others. So I joined National Honor Society as a junior, and the initiation ceremony is formal. So the president and the vice president of National Honor Society will give a speech, and then you receive a pin, and then you are a member. And as a member, you need to come up with a community service plan. So our initiative for this year is tutoring, and we give free tutoring to those who need it, depending on which subject they are, and a member will tutor them. And also I'm going to be talking about sports. So high school sports all have tryouts. We have JD and varsity teams for basketball, soccer, flag football, volleyball, cross country, tennis, golf, and cheer. And we participate in CAHOM League for middle school, as the San Fernando Valley Private School League, and CIFs, which is the California Interscholastic Federation. So last year, the flag football team was undefeated and they became championships. And we also have different types of games between different Armenian schools, so we can have connections with them, for like Ferohian and Pilibos. And we also have an awards night after our leagues are finished, which is in May, which all the teams will come up and they'll receive different awards that are given to them, And sports helps you gain leadership and teamwork. You get to bond with people not only from your grade, but from other grades. And as captains, you learn how to be a leader towards these other people. As practices, most teams practice only during their season, but basketball, there is an ending period, which is called sports, where you practice for 45 minutes and then you still have practice afterwards, and that is year round. There are also, the coaches want you just to improve. They're very good, and they help you learn how to improve and be sportsmanlike in your season. And that is about it. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Andrew Papazian. I'm a senior and I joined AGBU in kindergarten. I am the current vice president of NHS. I'm the president and founder of the Virtual Chess Club. I'm also in the business and law focus group. I did 4 years of mock trial, 4 years of academic decathlon, and 1 year of Model United Nations. In high school, we have a lot of competitions. Some of them include Chemistry Olympiad, where you take a chemistry examination, mock trial, which is the high school version of the middle school mock trial, academic decathlon, where you study 10 subjects and you compete with others on it, Model United Nations, which is essentially like the UN, where you make a bunch of speeches and you pass resolutions. I participated in competitions all throughout high school, and for very good reason. They each teach you something different. Model United Nations taught me how to do teamwork and make speeches on the spot and get resolutions passed. It's also a good leadership experience. Academic decathlon taught me how to study a lot of material very quickly. And also taught me how to interview well. Well, mock trial taught me how to improvise right on the spot and make arguments right there, because you have to get used to refuting arguments and objections from opposing counsels. So there's a lot to learn from these competitions. We also win a lot of these competitions. In academic decathlon this year alone, we brought home 39 medals, and we placed third place in the third division and second place in the second division as a team. Mock trial, we were the second Armenian school ever to advance, meaning that we won both our prosecution round and our defense round. So competitions are an excellent thing. And I know it may seem like it's a lot of work, but they're really fun, so it doesn't really feel like it. And the type of work changes depending on the competition. For example, Model United Nations is a lot more work on the day of. You don't really prepare that much in advance, especially if you're a crisis delegate like me. So you have to work on that day to make speeches agreements. While academic decathlon is the opposite. And you do a lot of studying beforehand and not much on the day of. Mock trial is a mix of those two. And they really add to your high school experience. I'm going to be honest, a lot of the friends I made in high school were directly because of these competitions. And I got to spend a lot of time with them over these competitions. It let me do something interesting. And personally, for me, it changed my career. Before mock trial, I was planning on going into medicine. I was in the health and medicine focus group. But mock trial taught me that I actually enjoy and find law a lot more interesting. So it led me to change my entire career overall and the major I'm going to attend in undergraduate. So, and let's be honest, it also looks very good on college applications. So do some competitions. They're fun, they're great, and they give a lot of learning experience and give you opportunities to make friends. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Alexander Tavitian. I'm in 12th grade. I joined AGBU in preschool, so I'm a lifer, and I'm part of the varsity soccer team, NHS president, student council president, and I'm part of the health and medicine focus group as well. So as student council president, we have to go through the campaigning process for all of the members of our student council. So the campaigning process itself kind of opens up your eye to that sense of competition, but at the same time staying civil with your classmates and with your friends. It's also taught me a lot of leadership. Obviously, leading such a big group of students in it's taught me how important it is to be a listener and how important it is to be a compassionate leader rather than just giving orders. And then this year with everything that has happened in Armenia involving the current war or the recent war, we set up a fundraiser with the school and student council to a drive-through fundraiser, and we raised over $250,000 for aid for the soldiers, and that was just a great experience overall. Being able to be a part of that and really have a direct impact on Armenia from America, it was a great experience to be a part of. Other than that, I mean, there's multiple trips that our school has that I've been lucky enough to take a part of. I've taken part of all the overnight trips. So we go to Washington, D.C. in 8th grade. Catalina Island, you can go every year when you're part of the health and medicine focus group. And the summer after 10th grade, we go to Armenia. So that's a great experience as well. And then the summer after 11th grade, you have the option to go back to Armenia for a summer internship, which is amazing. I mean, I remember sadly, we weren't able to do the internships this year because of coronavirus and everything. But I remember when I went to Armenia just on the class trip, I made so many memories with my friends. I got to really absorb the culture and at the same time, have a very, very fun, memorable trip with my friends. There's also the Buenos Aires exchange program that we have. So we have a sister school in Buenos Aires, and basically we switch off. Like 1 year they'll come to us and 1 year we'll go to them. So in high school you'll have 2 opportunities to either to go there or to host a family that comes from Buenos Aires over here. That's also an amazing experience. You get to, again, immerse yourself in another culture and see what Armenians around the world are really like. Other than that, I was also, Andrew had mentioned the chemistry Olympiad. I ended up placing first in the chemistry Olympiad in 10th grade. So that was also a great experience because personally, I was kind of not looking forward to chemistry. But after being inside of the class and absorbing all of the knowledge from my great teacher, Digin Makarchan, I got to really, get a love and get a real good understanding of the topic. Thank you guys, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Arslanyan, and I'm a senior in high school. Right now, I'm in the computer lab, and I joined the AGBU MDS in preschool, so I'm a lifer. I'm a part of Business and Law Focus Group, and I'm also a part of the Investment Club and the Cancer Awareness Club. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the AP program. So our school currently they offer 14 APs. I've taken 10 of the APs. Some of the best APs I've taken personally are AP Chemistry and AP Calc. So last year we had an 85% passing rate on our APs, and 66% of 10th, 11th, and 12th graders currently take APs. So as I said before, AP classes are offered from 10th grade and on. Being in AP class, it's kind of a fun environment. Everyone's learning together. The course load is heavy. It's basically a college class, so it's preparing you for what you're gonna see in college. So the course load is pretty heavy, but it's honestly enjoyable because you're every student's helping each other, and we're all learning together. And our teachers they really help. This is probably one of the things I love most about our teachers is that for APs, they always make time to help, and they have extra office hours. And one of the things that stood out while taking an AP class was last year. We in my AP chemistry class, we a couple days before the AP, we were kind of nervous to take the AP, and at night, a couple days before the AP at night, our teacher offered to stay up late at night and like review everything so we wouldn't be as nervous. So I honestly appreciate Ms. McCurchon for that. And APs are helpful for college because if you get a 4 or 5 on the AP exam, you will receive college credit, and obviously prepares you for a college level class because of the workload. And now I'm going to be talking to you guys about the technology. So right now I'm at the computer lab. So there's a better view of the computer lab. Those are the MacBooks, desktops, and then some stuff there. And our computer lab was actually recently renovated. So it's honestly one of the main reasons why last year I decided to do AP computer science was because since the computer lab got renovated, I honestly wanted to see what I could do. And since we have faster computers now, so we're able to learn more, and everything has to do with that. And we have a 3D printer. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but we have a 3D printer over there. I haven't personally used it, but I've seen our computer teacher, Mr. Berudi, he's used it. And honestly, it's crazy to see what a machine can do. And also we have a drone which captures big school events. And yeah, that's about it. Actually, I also want to basically, as you guys know, we've also been doing class from online. So our teachers have utilized Google Classroom tools, such as one of my favorite ones is breakout rooms, because we're able to go into separate groups and work on class material together, and basically coordinate and cooperate with each other. So it's honestly really fun. And yeah, thank you for listening in.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm from the graduating class of 2019 at AGBU. I was a lifer, so I went to AGBU for 15 years. I was in my diaper too once. I'm currently a sophomore at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I'm studying economics and computer science. At AGBU, I was in student council for 7 years. I was the president my last year. I was the captain of the men's varsity basketball team. And I also did decathlon for 3 years. At AGBU, I was also in the business and law focus group. But at first, I was in the technology and engineering one. Like most people, I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. Granted, I still don't. But the focus groups really helped me figure that out, because when I switched to business and law, one of the requirements is to take the entrepreneurship class. And that class has definitely changed my life. To be completely honest, it's such a unique opportunity. We participate in junior achievement competition, which is a entrepreneurship organization nationwide. And basically you spend most of the year preparing a company, completely fresh, and pitch decks and everything. And you present it at this huge convention. It's super cool. And that was really great. We got 2 awards. And now at Cal Poly, I am the president of the entrepreneurship club there. And that journey definitely started off at an AGBU. So focus groups have definitely made a huge impact on my college experience. Also going to Cal Poly, in terms of how AGBU prepared me, socially, it definitely has, because I think AGBU being a small school, it really helps you figure out what your values are. So transferring into a college where there's 20,000 students, and my college is a medium-sized college, it definitely helps you know who you want to be around, who you want to pick as friends. And it's important to not have to worry about that in college, and because workload is a lot harder and everything. So that socially, AGBU has definitely been great. And then academically at AGBU, I did 9 APs And the teachers, I have to say, like, are amazing. I didn't realize that so much until I finally went to a new school after 15 years. But I'm almost 2 years ahead of my academic career now. So that's allowed me to pick up 2 minors at Cal Poly, thanks to 9 APs and passing them. And those classes, say I took them in college, I definitely wouldn't understand them as good, because you don't have the support that Mark was saying, you know, constantly from teachers at HBU. So if anything, I wish I took more APs. But yeah, I miss them. I wish I had them at Cal Poly. They are great. Thank you, and I look forward to answering your questions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nona Bedrosian, and I am an HBU alumni who graduated in 2019. I was a decathlete for 3 years. I was a part of the Dance Conservatory program. I was also a member of NHS as well as an AP student. After graduating HBU MDS, I went to CSUN. I'm currently there now as a sophomore, but due to my AP units, I'm actually expected to graduate approximately next year, and I'm a pre-medical student. When I was at HBU, I was also a member of the Health and Medicine Focus Group, and I actually transitioned to HBU for my high school after I was a graduate of Meridian, and I'm sure that there are many Meridian parents here today, so that's very, very sweet and very nice to see people from my old middle school. As a result of being the alumni of HBU, I definitely learned a lot. And due to my AP course load, I was able to go ahead and advance and take classes that I really want to take. I'm currently a biochemistry major, and as I mentioned, with a pre-medical emphasis. So not only because of the experience I had with HBU in result of my studies, etc., I was able to currently get a part-time position as a supplemental instructor and a smart lab tutor at my campus. And so I now teach general level chemistry. And my supervisor just recently offered me to go ahead and teach an upper division biology 380 cell bio course because of my love for the subject and enthusiasm, which HBU and its specific courses helped foster a lot. On top of all of that, in regards to being prepared socially, etc., I will say transitioning from such a small school to such a large one, especially coming from Meridian, where my graduating class was only 9 people, me included. I went from being in a classroom with the same faces to going into a giant lecture hall with 120 people. And so I did have a little bit of anxiety at first, but meeting fellow Armenians, some of whom were HBU graduates, not just from my school prior to me graduating, but also from, the sister school that unfortunately is no more, as well as Ferahian, etc., other Armenians. It definitely instilled another sense of community and home for me at my college campus, and I'm really happy about that. I definitely do miss my high school, and I'm very thankful for all the experiences that it's given me, as well as all the knowledge that I got from there. Another thing that I'm very thankful for, specifically, as my predecessors mentioned, was the focus groups, because I think that it's a very, very important and vital part of an experience in high school, because it allows for you to either deepen your love and emphasis for a subject, or to go ahead and completely get on track for what you essentially want to do in life. And as someone who has been medically inclined since I was a kid due to familial influences and just loving everything having to do with chemistry and biology and sciences and math, taking specific classes such as AP biology or health and medicine, AP chemistry, etc., it helped me deepen my love for those subjects and stay on track for what I wanted to do. And because of that, now I was able to go ahead and get an internship at a dentistry clinic, and I want to achieve my dream of becoming a cardiothoracic surgeon. So everything that I essentially did in high school is helping me gear onto that path, and I'm really thankful for my experience at HBU. I hope to answer more of your questions later. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Lago. I'm an undergraduate at Stanford, majoring in electrical engineering. I was in the class of 2019. I attended HBU for a good portion of my elementary, middle, and high school, although I did join in 3rd grade, and I'm not by definition a lifer, but I did attend for most of my years. During my time in high school, I was in the engineering focus group. That being said, I did attend events with the other focus groups, particularly the health and medicine one. And I think the value of the focus groups is really the memorable presentations and the field trips. Some of the opportunities we had with regards to field trips was to the Northrop Grumman facility in Woodland Hills, as well as the JPL facility, and just seeing sort of what the I guess outcomes of what we're learning are is very exciting, and to see the applications are very useful and motivating. Um, at the same time, by attending some of these other presentations, like the Northridge Hospital field trips, which was part of the health and medicine focus group, you do get exposed to different disciplines, and it helps sort of let you know if you're interested in that career path or if you're not, because you don't want to go to college and realize that you're pursuing something that you don't want to continue. At the same time, it's important to, I guess, have this sort of breadth in experience, and just attending these various presentations is useful nonetheless. With regards to AP classes, I did take quite a few APs. Again, I don't think there's any, even though AGBU is a small school, I don't think there's any limitation with regards to academics, since they do offer quite a wide range of APs. And whether you're going to go into medicine, AP Bio is offered. Whether you're going to go into engineering, there's quite a few math and science courses that are offered and that are quite advanced. And I have to say that those did prepare me quite well, because you're learning quite a bit of information in a very short amount of time. And at the same time, you're fulfilling college requirements usually. So on the AP front, the school does quite well. And I can say that the teachers prepared us quite well for the exams. In terms of the clubs I was involved in a STEM club, photo club, Model UN, and decathlon, as well as Science Bowl. I guess I can talk a bit about each one. With regards to photo club, as Mark mentioned, we have a state-of-the-art computer lab now. So if you want to do any photo editing or video editing, it's the perfect place to be. And there's more than plenty opportunities to photograph events and have them featured in the yearbook and so on. So it's an exciting thing to do outside of, I guess, on the more creative side. With regards to Model UN, it's a really great opportunity to improve speaking abilities, and sort of negotiating with people, which is of course a good, I guess, good to have, a good skill to have regardless of career path. With regards to academic decathlon, it was one of my favorite events, just being able to focus on a particular subject matter, and then it reinforces a lot of what we learn in class, because there's usually a math and science aspect of it, there's a history aspect of it. So having that repetition is very useful, and it's a great learning opportunity. And on top of that, it's also an opportunity to compete with other schools. And just being able to, I guess, learn large volumes of information in a short period of time is a very valuable skill to have for college. With regards to Science Bowl, also one of my favorite events. I actually, some of my friends now, I met at Science Bowl. And it was a very exciting opportunity, again, to sort of reinforce what we're learning in our classes, and to compete with some other schools, while at the same time having fun and meeting some new people. Besides that, I did some other, during high school, I was involved in some research, and did science fair outside of school. Some of the advantages of the school being small is that you really have all sorts of opportunities that you can come up with, and that teachers will help, I guess, facilitate. So that was one of the big advantages of AGBU. I think with regards to the transition to college, the school I go to is relatively small compared to some other universities. But even then, I do suppose the small size of AGBU classes is very conducive to learning, and it also lets you sort of build better relationships with teachers, and that helps getting with regards to recommendation letters, and just, I guess, getting to learn more. And this is especially true in the age of Zoom. It's quite difficult, I've noticed, to focus in larger classes, and so having small class sizes is definitely, both on Zoom and in person, more conducive to learning, in my opinion. again, like I mentioned, there's a college counselor and other resources for students to use. And if there's something that students want to do and that the school doesn't offer, there's always the option of reaching out to those individuals. And I've certainly done that many times. And the college counselor and other individuals will certainly work to the best of their ability in order to get you to whatever opportunity you're interested in. I personally took a few classes outside of the school, but again, the school does have quite an extensive offering. But if someone is interested in a particular subject or particular opportunity that's not offered, then AGVU does a pretty good job of accommodating for that. In terms of my experience with college and I guess what impact an Armenian school had, I continuing in my right now as ASA president, and that it's obviously this was not something I would have felt as pressing of a need if I hadn't gone to an Armenian school, and so I guess that's been an important part of my college experience and partially a consequence of having attended an Armenian school. And I've done I've taken certain classes where this has come up. Like, for example, I took a writing class and I wrote about the situation in Artsakh right now. And also took another class on bilingualism, and it really gives you a very novel and unique take on a lot of these subjects that you wouldn't have at another school. So I think that in itself is, I think, a very great opportunity, and of course, learning a language and other languages for a very long time is a great opportunity. As compared to some of my classmates who would usually take language classes later on in high school. And at that point, it's much more difficult to actually master a language than it is to learn it throughout your years of elementary, middle, and high school. So that in itself was an excellent opportunity. Yeah, I'll be happy to answer any more questions later, but yeah, I'll pass it on to Alex and Lilia now.
Hi, I'm Lilia Yaralian.
And I'm Alexandra Yaralian.
And we're third year students at UCLA, presently studying ethnomusicology. And we are from the AGBU MDS alumni class of 2018. So we did a lot of things in high school that prepared us for college because there was a lot of opportunities offered to us at AGBU. We are a part of Academic Decathlon. We're a part of the Helping People Through the Arts Club. We did a lot of stuff with that club when it came to organizing benefit concerts, doing fundraisers, and all of these things definitely looked good on a college application. Other than feeling self-rewarded, it looked great on a college application. We took part in the internship that is offered to juniors going to their senior year in Armenia. We both volunteered at the Oran Children's Center in Yerevan. It's a shelter for underprivileged children, and it was definitely an eye-opening experience. Again, it looked very good on a college application, and it was a very rewarding experience. We were part of the dance program. We were part of the orchestra. We were part of focus groups. I was in the health and medical focus group. Obviously, I didn't stick with that route.
I was in the visual and performing arts focus group. And just with taking orchestra and dance, those classes really allowed for me and for my sister to have like a creative outlet outside of our academic courses. And that was just a fun way to get to collaborate with other students and to just have like a relaxing and creative class to take after our academic classes of the day. Should we move on to university?
Oh, and APs.
Oh, and AP courses. We took a nice amount of AP courses, and they
helped us out a lot.
Yeah, they helped us out a lot, and I guess like leading into college, that helped us get ahead in our education.
Because we already had a lot of units fulfilled because of the AP classes that we were prepared enough to be able to pass. So
we were able to add on a minor. So we are currently music industry minors as well. And
Armenian language also, of course, helps us a lot in our time at UCLA, because it's like Armenian language is a UC approved course. By the time we went to university, all we had to do was take a placement test, and we had our foreign language requirement taken care of. So that was nice.
That was nice, and maybe like us, your child can take a new foreign language course and maybe take a whack at learning a new language, which is very rewarding. And regarding the transition from a small Armenian school to university, we both actually, we loved it, the transition.
You feel like you're prepared.
Yeah.
I didn't feel too much of a shock.
It was more, for us, I feel like I was more, you get those nervous jitters, but it was very exciting to be able to be in a larger environment with, and to meet people from different backgrounds. Of course, there's like the ASA, so we're part of that. So we've gotten to make Armenian friends, and we're a part of the School of Music. So we got to meet a lot of interesting, just unique people from different backgrounds. So that has all been very great for us. What else?
I think that's it.
We're very active on campus, and we're co-presidents of the Hidden Road Initiative. We're in the undergraduate student advisory board at the School of Music. And
so basically, all the activities and extracurriculars that we were offered and that we took advantage of in high school definitely already set a precedent to do the same thing in college and to do more of that in college. So you're pretty much prepared to be a well-rounded individual.
Mm-hmm. Like in high school, along with academics, that was very much highlighted. That was so important in high school. But of course, extracurriculars are equally important. You need to show that you're a well-rounded student. So in high school, we got to do all that, and in college, I think that that high school fostered that sense of not just sticking to academics, but expanding yourself as a well-rounded individual as well. So we went to college very prepared, and we're very happy, and we're very grateful to AGBU MDS for that. So thank you, and we hope to answer your questions soon again.
Hey everyone, my name is Scotto Antonian. I'm an alumnus who graduated in 2019. I'm currently a sophomore at USC studying computer science. I actually transferred to AGBU MDS in the 5th grade from Merdinyan. And during my time at AGBU, I was in the engineering and technology focus group, the academic decathlon team, ACE Club, Student Council, the Model United Nations Club, and the National Honor Society, among other clubs and organizations. But I think one of the best things about our school is how it prepared me for my college classes. The AP classes in high school in terms of both workload and structure reflect a lot of the core engineering classes and computer science classes at USC. Although the classes at USC are a little bit faster paced than the ones in high school, I'm still able to keep up because of the way our teachers organize their grading schemes, homework assignments, and overall class structure. As far as transitioning to a larger university, there is definitely a little bit of a culture shock because you go from knowing every single person in your class to not knowing a single person in any of your classes. Throughout the first semester of freshman year, you're meeting a lot of people and you're introducing yourself constantly. But over time, you definitely adjust. I can't speak to it too well because my first year got cut short because of the transitions due to COVID-19. But yeah, still, it's a really fun experience, and you meet a lot of new people, you make a lot of friends. And the friends that I've made so far, I still talk to them every day. And we actually still take classes together. Granted, it's over Zoom, but it's still a fun experience. And yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out this Saturday morning, and I'd be really happy to answer any and all questions anyone might have about our school.
Okay, so now it's time for our question and answer, and I see a lot of questions already put on the chat, question and answer section. I'll try to answer either myself or I'll ask one of the students to help. So the first question is that, can you please elaborate on Armenian classes? Is it language only or history and or religion? And also there is a follow-up question to that as well, that can Armenian be considered as the language requirement for such programs as UCs? To answer your question, Armenian is a language class, but Armenian history is taught as one semester in 10th grade. In middle school, students take Armenian history twice a week in 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. But coming into the high school, there is one semester of Armenian history that everyone has to take. It's required, but they can take it either in English or in Armenian. We prefer, of course, Armenian because that gives them also another opportunity to learn Armenian more. As far as language, Armenian, as I said, is a required course in our school, but it also fulfills the requirements of UC's, Cal State's private schools for 2 years. We exceeded that because we have 4 years. So to answer those of parents who I know are concerned that a child might not be placed right off in 9th grade in the CP class or honors class, and they are in ABCs, we have 4 years of Armenian. So we're hoping if someone comes in 9th or even in 10th, and in Armenian ABC class for a year, they still will have at least 2 or 3 years to take Armenian, and that will fulfill the requirement for foreign language. So I hope that answers your question on that case. And next question is, how do the focus group vary? All right, courses, clubs, and opportunities. Again, I think I would be answering that question. And then if anyone else wants to chime in of our students or alumni, they are more than welcome to. So we have 5 different focus groups, and the difference between them is that they're electives that are required for them to take. It's much geared towards the focus group. As was mentioned, for the business focus group, for example, or for the law focus group, we have a recommendation of entrepreneurship. For, let's say, engineering and technology focus group, AP Computer Science Principle is required. So there are specific courses that if you want to stay in the focus group and eventually graduate from the focus group, you've got to take them. But there are a variety of them. You don't have to take all of them. So if there are, let's say, 5 different classes offered, you have to take at least 2 or 3. All of this is in our handbook, by the way, in our curriculum guide, and it's on the website. So if you're more interested, you can go ahead and read about it, about the minimum requirements and so forth. The same is for the clubs and internships. So internship is part of requirement of the focus group. And that can be done either in Armenia, as we said, we encourage them to do that more because in Armenia, you have, it's easier to, for example, if you are in a medical focus group and you really want to see a surgery, this is very difficult in doing it here. But in Armenia, they can even actually step into the operating room and just see an operation. And the internship in Armenia is for 3 weeks. That gives them plenty of time to do that internship. Or for example, the Northridge Hospital was mentioned, that is required for medical focus group. It's a once a month trip to Northridge Hospital that we go there. They get, the students get a lecture by a doctor or a nurse practitioner, and then they see a floor. And we also have trip to UCLA Medical School because we have an alumni there. He's a surgeon. So we have that opportunity to go in and see like the surgery done by robots. So that has been one of the interesting things. The kids love it, and they were always talking about it. So that is about the focus group. I hope I answered that as well. Okay, how would non-lifer do when they enroll in our school where it seems the majority of students are? Okay, I think that I would have Nano, if you don't mind answering that question, since you came from Merdinian and you came to our school in 9th grade. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. So I was actually a Merdinian lifer, meaning I went there from preschool all the way until 8th grade. And I graduated 8th grade, I was valedictorian, and then I transitioned to Maimanuyan, which was the school that my parents chose for me over all the other Armenian schools. And especially with my parents who wanted an emphasis as to, a community safety as well as education. And of all the Armenian schools, they chose AGBU. It has significance. That's because parents essentially want the best for their children. I know that AGBU was that choice. In regards to how the transition was, obviously there was a little bit of nervousness, and I wasn't the only one transitioning. I was going into high school. My younger sister, who was coming from Merdinian, was going into middle school, whereas my youngest brother, he was going into elementary. So it was basically a 3-way transition into all the different sectors that HBU has to offer. And in relation to how that worked was, we went through, the open house, we went through the interviews, we took the entrance exams, placement exams, etc. And as we went into HBU, everyone was very welcoming, from students, staff, and teachers alike. Until now, even with being an alumni, I keep in touch with some of my closest friends, Hagop being one of them. We continue to talk almost every day via Messenger with all of our other friends as well, who we're very close with. My sister, until now, she has very, very close relationships with her closest friends, and they're essentially, their grade specifically amazes me because they're such a big family. Everyone is always together, and they really not only just establish a sense of community, but like brother and sisterhood. In relation to my brother, same thing with him. He has plenty of friends and he's very popular, well liked. He also participates in log sports and he's a very avid basketball player. Each of us have our own, speciality in relation to what we do. But in regards to how the overall transition was not just socially, academically, there is a little bit of a sense where you feel a little overwhelmed, but the teachers aid with that, the students aid with that. The overall environment makes you feel relaxed. And everyone is so open and welcoming that they will encourage you to ask questions and go ahead and participate in, wanting to essentially do the best that you can. So I was very, very happy with just not only the transition, but being a high school student there as well. And my sister was happy being a middle school and now high school student. My brother has been there for years and he's currently going to go into high school next year. So we've been there for a while. My cousins even ended up joining AGBU as a result from Meridian after my, the oldest one from them graduated. So it's definitely one of the experiences that I'm most thankful for, and I definitely recommend it.
Okay, thank you. There's a question about, does the school compete academic and sports with non-Armenian schools? Actually, I have to say our competitions are with non-Armenian schools, and it just happens like, for example, in decathlon, we're competing with non-Armenians, but just Alex Bilibos happened to be also one of the teams competing. So I would say, Patil, why don't you answer that as far as sports? And I think after that, maybe Andrew, you can answer about non-Armenian or non-Armenian participating in the academic decathlon or Model UN and so forth. So Patil, go ahead.
Yeah, for sports, both in middle school and high school, you do go against both people from other schools and Armenian schools. So Kaham is only all Armenian schools, but middle schoolers also do have a league where they go against other private schools, as does high school. High school, like how Ms. Nalbanyan was explaining, they have the Armenian schools, some of them are in our league, like Oleg Pilibos is in our league for CIF and San Fernando Valley. So we do go against them, but we also go against mostly just American schools. So, yeah.
And for competitions, not only majorly, but it's usually an exception when there's an Armenian school competing with us. For example, Model UN, I don't know about everybody else's designation, but for me as a crisis delegate, there was not a single Armenian school present in my competition as a crisis delegate. In mock trial, I believe it used to be that AGBU Pasadena also competed as well. I think another Armenian school competed, but we didn't verse them this year. I know we did Chesby, another school, and I believe Diamond something high, essentially non-Armenian. And for academic decathlon, there are so many schools that, yeah, there are Armenian schools as well, but majorly are non-Armenian. So we do a lot of non-Armenian competition, majorly.
Thank you, Andrew. Okay, so the next question is about the exchange program to Argentina, and it says how does which grade level it's for, and as well as how the students are being chosen. The Argentina exchange program starts in the summer of 9th grade. It's for high school, or summer of 10th, or summer of 11th grade. And the reason it's summer, because in Argentina it's winter. So when we go there for 3 weeks, the students attend school, they learn Spanish, they also get hosted in the families. And I believe if any of you guys in here have done Argentina trip, you can also chime in by just raising your hand. I'm not sure because of the COVID and everything, we didn't have this program, unfortunately. But there is no way of choosing is just a matter of if they're interested to and they're willing to. Mrs. Avanesyan, do you want to chime in as a bit?
Sure. The Argentina trip is a summer program. Students have to decide if they want to go to Armenia and do the internship, if they're an 11th grade student, or if they are a younger 9th or 10th grade student. If it coincides with after their Armenia trip, they're able to join the Argentina trip as well. Because of the different seasons between South America and North America, usually when we attend the trip, it's our summers and it's their winter or their fall rather, and they are just getting back to school. And we take about 10 to 15 students with chaperones, and we're there for about 3 weeks. The students attend the Argentina school, and they are housed with a family there whose children attends, or a child or more than one child attends the high school there, and they learn Spanish, and they're engulfed and immersed into the program for 3 full weeks. And we also do tours around Argentina as well to kind of culminate that trip, so the kids get a really good understanding of living in Argentina and Buenos Aires and an Armenian community, as well as knowing the landscape of Argentina. And we do the reverse. So when the students go there, we also host when the students from Argentina come and visit our campus, and they come and learn English with our in Armenian, and we go and over there and we learn Spanish with them as well. So the Argentina trip is an amazing trip for families and students who are interested in spending 3 weeks in their summer, one of their summers in their 9th, 10th, or 11th grade year in Argentina.
Thank you. The next question is asking, can you discuss the transition from 5th grade to middle school? How is 6th grade different from 5th grade? In our school, 6th grade is considered middle school, and therefore classes are all by subject. It is not self-contained. It's departmentalized. Basically, the students have to see different teachers, more than just one or two. In our current 5th grade, they do have, let's say, math and a science teacher the same, or language, art, and history teacher may be same. They might have 2 or 3 teachers they interact with, but once they come into the 6th grade and 7 and up, all classes are departmentalized. They have to go from class to class. And we understand that it takes a lot of time for our 6th grade teachers to prepare them to become more independent. For that reason, we do have a tour of campus for them. Last year, because of COVID, we did that virtually, but the teachers talked to the students. We gave them the tour virtually. If we're on campus, the current 5th graders come in the 6th grade for 2 days. They spend some time here. They meet the teachers. So they get used to the faces as well as their lockers where everything is, and so on and so forth. We also put with our incoming 6th grader, the 5th graders, some mentors. So we match the students, like some 8th graders become mentors for 5th grade, so they can talk to them about the classes, if they're lost, if they have questions. And so we have that mentorship program for our incoming 6th graders, regardless if they're coming from our school or they're coming from another school, because even from our school, they're new to us. So we have that opportunity as well. Our teachers, especially in 6th grade, are chosen in a way that they are very passionate, they're very patient with students, and they walk them through and help them to transition to this independent situation that they have to be more than just hand-holding. So that helps as well. So I hope that answers your question. Are all students required to participate in focus group? No, as I mentioned, focus group starts at 10th grade. So in the 9th grade, we will give opportunities for our 9th graders to take, based on the way the classes are scheduled. They have a semester of intro to business. They have semester of intro to technology. Obviously, they have science, math, English, Armenian history classes, as well as a year of visual performing arts, which they can pick and choose based on their interests. So it can be dance, drama, music appreciation, or art. At the meantime, our college counselor talks to them brings guest speakers to talking to them about different majors that's out there. A lot of things changes. So it's not just all about becoming a doctor or a lawyer or a pharmacist. So we do bring that opportunity. We have also field trips during the ninth grade. So we keep talking to the students. So at the end of the ninth grade, if they are ready, they fill out the application for focus group. But if they're not so sure about it, they can still wait another year. At the end of the 10th grade, they can still join the focus group. The difference is that when you're in a focus group, your electives are, certain electives are required, certain you have choices. But for the students who are not sure and they're not in focus group, they can pick as electives as from any, focus group electives that they like to. So they can take AP biology and at the same time, they can also take, let's say, dance. So that's the difference between the two, but it's not required. So basically. What is, let me see, can the college student elaborate on the reasons changing? Yeah, that's for the college students. So any of you just raise your hand and you can, unmute yourself and respond. Can the college student elaborate on the reasons changing their focus from what they studied in high school versus ultimately what's in the college? So if any wants to chime in, go ahead.
I can sort of start. I mean, I did a lot of things in high school, and so my interests were sort of at times in chemistry, at times in medicine, at times in engineering. I think that I guess the way I came to my major was that electrical engineering in particular has a nice mix of science and engineering, and it also has applications to health problems and other fields as well. And so that's what led me to major in electrical engineering. So yeah, in terms of, I think high school is a good time to sort of explore your options and see what you're interested in and what you're not, and then that's something that focus groups help facilitate and classes as well. And so I guess I came to my major based on what I found interesting, and yeah, basically based on, I guess, what I found interesting, what I didn't find as interesting. Yeah.
Yes, no, go ahead.
Personally, for me, I mean, I decided to go into biochemistry. I've always loved medicine. I knew that I wanted to be a surgeon from a young age. And when it came to choosing my major, the reason as to why I chose biochemistry in the end, well, I applied to different schools during my senior year. There was a mix of biology versus biochemistry. And the reason as to why I settled on biochemistry is because it encompasses all the things that I love, which are chemistry, biology, mathematics. And not only that, but essentially for what the career path is that I'm going on, in relation to taking the MCAT, it encompasses all the subjects that are essentially tested on the MCAT. So that's another thing that actually the college instructor told me about. The college counselor had mentioned to me when I was a senior, where if you want to go ahead and become, a doctor and you have to take the MCAT for that process, if you want to be extremely prepared, one of the best things that you can do by taking biochemistry is taking all the classes that it offers, which are physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology. So not only does that aid, but also, in relation to how the school prepares you to essentially, level out your playing field, think of all the things that you want to pursue, what it is that your end goal is. It will help you decide and narrow down your choices of the things that you're debating between in relation to what you want to emphasize on.
Nano, since you're there, there was one question about coming from Meridian, and I believe one of the attendees asked, would you, if you had the choice of coming, is it better to come in middle school, or because you came as a high schooler, ninth grade, is it, would you be better coming into the middle school here from Meridian or the high school?
I will say I loved my experience in Meridian, especially because that's even smaller than AGBU is. So it was very, very tight-knit and even more of a family-oriented unit. However, in relation to whether or not I have regrets or would I transition from middle school, would I believe that would be easier? My sister, who is in middle school, when she came for the first time, she had a much more easier transition than me, I would say, because of how opening and welcome not only was her grade overall, but just how much more, entwined you get into the experience, and you essentially get to spend more time in the community. So I would say I wouldn't change a thing, but then again, it would not have been a bad option. I enjoyed my high school experience nonetheless. I made a lot of friends with whom I keep in touch with all the time now. And my sister, though, who came into middle school, my brother who came in from elementary, they really, really enjoyed not just the school and their friends, but the courses, the classes, everything. It just it emphasizes that family unit that, you know, has safety, security, education, love, all of that. So I would definitely say that it's a good thing to consider.
Thank you, Nanor. All right, what is one misconception people have about AGBU MDS, and can you please address or spell it? So I will answer that question, but again, I would love to any of the alumni to talk about this. I think the biggest concern our parents have, because I always get this question from new parents, that coming to AGBU, being amongst only Armenians, how easy is for the students to transition to multicultural schools and big universities? That I think that's one question. And the other question, as I said, are they well prepared? Do you have, can they survive once they finished and going to these big universities? Are they ready? And then maybe the other question will be, how competitive are AGBU students when they apply to universities? Well, that part I can answer. We have here sitting two students right now. Hagop is a second-year student at Stanford University. It's very difficult to come in. This year, Mark Arslanian, one of our seniors, got accepted to Stanford. I don't know if he's going to go because he has multiple choices and different universities that he got in. I don't know what he's going to commit himself. But we also have students, alumni here that are sitting there are from USC and UCLA, Berkeley. I mean, we couldn't bring everyone in here. We have slow. And those people got, when they were in our school, senior, multiple offers from many different universities. So that's my answer to that. If anyone else, alumni wants to chime in, or any other students, seniors too, or Ms. Alvenesian, if you want to say something. I mean, it's.
I just want to piggyback on what Mrs. Nalbandian said about coming from an Armenian school and how we're able to relate in a non-Armenian environment. Our students have been mostly born and raised in this country, and it's very easy for them to assimilate into a culture that this is all they know. One of the things when I was studying Jewish education for a while, one of the things that really stuck out to me from that field was the importance they placed on identity, and how important it is for any individual to really know where they come from, to be able to be valuable members, contributing members to the society at large and to their own cultural identity and their own cultural society. And I think one of the best things that Armenian schools offer, being an Armenian school graduate myself, not at this school, but one of the best things it does give you is a sense of stewardship of an identity that you carry with you. And when you know who you are and where you come from, it is so much easier to find your place in a society that you've grown up in and in a bigger world. And therefore, I think it's very important to know that even though they are going to an Armenian school, I think a lot of misconceptions say, or do the kids come out speaking with an accent? Or do kids, really have the competitive ability to compete in an outside and in a non-Armenian world? And I think that we do. We definitely have the ability to compete. I think sometimes Armenian schools are so insular in the sense that we're very competitive and we're very driven, and we have almost too much competitiveness amongst us of becoming engineers, doctors, lawyers, and things like that. And so the homogenous nature of our school allows us to really teach well when we're really developing one particular mindset, right? And while we deliver a growth mindset, many of our families have very similar upbringing, similar intentions, similar growth values. And it allows teachers to really focus on content and not worry too much about various different things that our students are facing. Although not all of our students are the same, but for the most part, the core values of things are the same. And it allows teachers to really go in depth and breadth of their curriculum and not worry about different perspectives and stuff. So it allows us to go a lot further. And I do believe that our students, once they have a strong sense of identity, they're able to be valuable contributing members of the global society.
Any alumni want to chime in as far as that, or you guys are good to go?
Yeah, I can address some points regarding competitiveness for college applications. I do think that the school does make you quite a competitive candidate. Of course, that comes down to individual students and then putting in the work necessary to get there. But I believe the environment does facilitate in students becoming very competitive applicants for colleges. I know plenty of people who have gone on to very good schools, and especially getting into engineering for undergraduate is very challenging. And I know plenty of people at Berkeley, at LA, at Stanford, and so on that have come from AGBU and have been very strong applicants. So that is not something that anyone should be concerned about with the school. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I guess the next question is about the class size for next year. So we'll call it limit class sizes next year due to the space limitation. Well, I can answer that question as much as I can, and I think Ms. Avanesian can also chime in at this as well. As of now, we are following very closely as what the CDC requirements are as far as the size of the classrooms, cohorting, or being in the same group, and so on. It is not in our hand, in all honesty. It is what we'll be seeing when fall comes, when the students are coming back. But our classrooms are big enough to host about up to 16 or 18 students, it's about that size. And our classrooms are small as is because our middle and high school classes, the largest one I would say we have is like 25 currently in middle school, and high school, because we have 3 different sections, honors, CPs, and APs, there are classes with 5 students in it, and there are classes with 15 students. So as far as that goes, honestly, I don't see we have any issue. It's not the class size, it's the way we need to have the students stay together, and that is something that they haven't even figured out themselves and how they would handle the middle and high school. So we're closely following, but we can easily adjust to that. That's my answer. But Ms. Avanesian, go ahead.
Sure. With regards to COVID, every week, the health department is adjusting and changing their guidelines and protocols. Right now, it seems like that they are allowing more and more flexibility onto the schools. Just this week's last call, we were informed that more and more outdoor sports and competitions are going to be allowed for our students this year, starting March, April. With regards to fall of 2021, I used to think that being the principal, you had ultimate authority. And after going COVID, I realized you really don't have much say in operations of your school when there's a pandemic going around. But if I would imagine that masks would be required in the fall of 2021. I don't see that going away anytime soon. We also have an additional desk shields that we're giving to our elementary, and we will provide it for our middle school and high school as well, which allows more room for the kids to have private space. So if they needed to bring down their masks for a little bit and then rewear them, they have that extra layer of shields. But yes, it seems like masks will probably most likely be required in the fall. Living in a pandemic for the first time for, I believe, all of us, it is kind of hard to predict what's next and what's to come, but we are moving along smoothly with whatever the guidelines are set forth by county and the state. The class sizes have changed, however. The stable group cohorts that they started off during when we were in the purple tier, and we still remain to be in the purple tier, have changed. They are now calling them stable groups rather than stable group cohorts. And the difference is we can have the maximum number of students in a particular full class based on the square footage of the classroom. And our classrooms are about just under 900 square feet. Some are 890, some are 886, some are 850. We can have, with 4 feet distance with an added shield of a barrier, we can have about approximately 20 to 22 students in each class. The more difficulty relies in the state, and that's what all of us high school principals are waiting for, is the guidance from the state with regards to keeping the groups as stable as possible when you have different departmentalized settings and students have their own path of high school. Some take APs, others don't. Some take this AP and not the other one. So that's the guidance we're waiting to hear on. Middle school is a little bit more easier to maneuver and manage because the difference is in majority of the cases, it's 2 or 3 homerooms, and we get multiple teachers exposed to them. Right now, they don't want more than 3 teachers exposed to them. We'll see what we will do. We are planning for more technology, fiber optics, and all of that stuff at our school so that we can zoom in teachers if need be, if it remains in the fall that they can only be exposed to 3 live teachers. If that becomes the case, then we will zoom in all the other teachers for every group. But I think that the guidelines and the restrictions are going to relax a bit, and we're just going to have to figure out what we can offer and adjust accordingly. And we have our COVID protocols in place, and it's on our website. If you look at our perseverance plan, it talks about our CPP, our COVID prevention program, and it does discuss what the school steps are and what we're doing, mask wearing and so forth. So all that information is found on our school's website.
Thank you, Mrs. Avanesian. So the next question says, what are the extracurricular activities for middle school? I think Ani and Nicole, you can answer that. Ani, go ahead.
The extracurricular activities offered for the middle schoolers, well, there's mock trial, and then there's we have a choir and music. If you have like a passion for music, you can take part to the choir, and our music teacher, she teaches us Armenian music too, so that helps us with our community and culture, and we're very happy that we have that opportunity. There's also drama that you go after school, and we have an entire like show that we do dance and art, and then if the drama people, if there's enough people who sign up for drama, we have also a couple interceptions when they come and they perform whatever they have planned for us. They also do pentathlon. I was a pentathlete, I guess, and I did partake in that competition. And these extracurricular activities, they're obviously not mandatory, but we greatly recommend for these students to take upon them, because when you go into high school, these are like renovations of what you're going to take in high school. So pentathlon, you get decathlon, and mock trial, there's also mock trial in high school. And so it just prepares you to take the actual thing in high school and, put it on your college application. And this is all just preparations to get into college, I guess. Yeah, these are the extracurriculars offered.
Thank you. Nicole?
I can go delve a little bit into it as well. We offer a lot of sports such as basketball, soccer, and track and field. I was a part of basketball and soccer, and honestly, I think it was one of the best experiences. I'm not really athletic, but I did form a lot of friendships because of the basketball and because of soccer. And when I went into mock trial and did pentathlon, it's not only a learning experience, it's an experience to make friends again. Most of the people I'm very close to were in pentathlon and in mock trial, and that's how I got so close to them. I know our school also offers photography as an elective, which was something I was never ever interested in, but once I took that elective, it showed me like all these experiences. I took pictures, and our wonderful teacher explained to us like how to take a picture and how to make it, because a picture can tell 1,000 words, and he really showed us how we can make it tell 1,000 words.
Thank you, Nicole. Just to add that in middle school, we offer electives. So the students have to take the electives, as we mentioned, Lego robotics, science in action, speech, which followed 1 semester of mock trial as well. And the second semester is public speaking. Also dance, art, and music, those are the electives. Some also are, they have competition portion of it, and some are just performances. So I think that, I hope that answers the question about extracurricular and electives offered in a middle school. The next question is, are the school going to be open or is it going to be Zoom? I think Ms. Albanesian answered that question. We are hoping that we will be back on campus, one form or another. That will be all, we'll see how it will be playing out in a few months. But we're hoping that it's not going to be Zoom and will be in person. Ms. Albanesian, you want to add?
Well, we'll definitely have sixth grade open in the fall because that's what's currently allowed, and we'll adjust. Definitely sixth grade will be in person. It looks to be that in about April, May, they're going, if we continue to remain in the red tier, or we go into the red tier rather, we should, high school should open up as well. But what that looks like of hybrid distance learning, a combination of different days students are campus, where the administration is readily planning for very different scenarios for the fall. And we did it for this year. And so not much of the work is left, but we'll figure it out and we'll have whatever is available to us available at AGBU MDS in the fall.
Thank you, Ms. Albanesian. There is a question, I'm not sure if I can understand it, but it says, I'm interested in what Xander wanted to comment on the previous question about college preparedness. Xander, you were going to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to talk about kind of like my experience. I'm a senior this year, so I'm, deep in the college admissions process, waiting on the results. But what I would like to say is taking part of the health and medicine focus group. I was able to go on various trips that were weekly to Northridge Hospital, and there's many other schools there with us. So being able to be in that environment with other schools and interact and learn with people from other schools and different identities, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, really opened, my eyes to the different, because being at an Armenian school, basically my whole life, I'm used to just being around Armenians, but being in that different environment was very useful to kind of my understanding of, how things are going to be after high school. Also, I took a part of the entrepreneurship competition. I was lucky to be a part of that in 10th grade. We got to go compete at Google headquarters out in Venice Beach. And over there, we were the only Armenian school there. We got to interact with various high-ranking officials at Google, hear from them and hear from other very successful entrepreneurs. So, kind of being able to get that perspective from not only people our age that weren't Armenian, but also very successful individuals out in the business world, out in the tech world, that, they weren't Armenian either. So having that full experience of, the kids of not just people our age, of different backgrounds, but also, the adults of different backgrounds too. So, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So I just want to, I guess the questions are being all answered. Well, yes, I think the questions are done. Just quickly, I would like to remind you about our next two curriculum meetings that we're going to have with department chairs. One is tomorrow, Monday night at 6 o'clock. And the next one is on Tuesday night, which you will be meeting the department chairs, and they will be specifically talking about the courses and opportunities, the philosophy and the approach of each department, as well as meeting with the college counselor, and you can ask your questions there as well. If there aren't any more questions, which I don't see there is, thank you for participating. I think that's about it. So I want to thank you all for participating, and we hope for you to decide to bring your children to our school. And as I said, we are willing to, we want to welcome everyone, and looking forward to seeing you. If you want to make an appointment to come and see the campus, as I said, the tour of the campus, it will be done next week on after 4 o'clock, because we cannot have parents on campus when the students are elementary or on campus already. So that's it. And are there anything else or any other questions last minute? We're almost, yeah, the time is almost 11:45. And I want to also thank you all my students and alumni for joining us this Saturday morning, as well as Mrs. Avanesian. And I want to wish you all a good day. Thank you.